Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we could discuss Gold and Greed. This is a Netflix docuseries about the treasure of Forrest Fenn, who wrote a book, with a poem that gave clues, and then the rest of the book was kind of like a memoir, but it was also, a lot of people thought, like littered with clues. Over $1 million in treasure buried somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. You had a ton of people looking for it. Over a decade goes by. People died looking for it, got lost looking for it, lost their families looking for it, dedicated years of their lives to this hunt, and came up like empty-handed. The level of parasocial relationships people had with this treasure hunt is wild. Some of them thought that when like the guy passed away, he was going to leave them a bunch of money, even though they had just been, one of hundreds of or thousands of people that went and looked for this treasure. But this docu-series takes a look at the hunt from its inception all the way until after it's over. The treasure was eventually found. But it looks at the people that were hunting it, were hunting so, relentlessly for it. It follows especially, like a handful of people who are probably more colorful and interesting than most of the people who looked for the treasure. There's like three kind of like redneck guys that were looking for it, a family of rednecks. There was like a rich guy. There was this woman who was kind of super obsessed with Forrest Fenn. There was an airline pilot who loves poisonous snakes who got involved in it. And anyway, this Netflix show does a great job of introducing you to those people and kind of pointing out how outlandish this whole situation is without really burying those people. Like you get to know them, and it doesn't aim to like mock the people who were involved in this hunt, because it's very easy to see why they got so interested in it. But this series definitely, does deep dive into the topic of the hunt, and I thought there was a lot of great information here. I knew about the hunt, but I didn't know like this much about it. So I appreciated getting to know like a lot of the details that I had never heard before. And then, of course, at the end of the series, the rich guy who had been hunting the treasure and came up empty, but did eventually find the spot where it was buried, where it was originally found. Decided he was going to have his own hunt, and including like millions of dollars worth of treasure, including like the diamond bracelet from inside of the Forrest Fenn treasure, cryptocurrency, all that kind of stuff. And then there are clues hidden throughout the Netflix series. So it's kind of a little bit predictable, but still it'll be fun for people to go and look for the treasure. So overall, I thought this was a really entertaining docuseries. It's one of those wilder than truth is wilder than fiction kind of stories where you have this guy who writes this book. I don't know if it was like intended to be a marketing thing. It definitely turned into like a thing where he didn't want to ever shut down the hunt, even as people were dying, because it was like all he had left was like connecting with these people, that were looking for the treasure. Anyway, that's my review for Gold and Greed. I thought it was a great docuseries, super interesting topic with a bunch of interesting, colorful people involved. Perfect for me. But I thought it was great. If you like docuseries, if you like, it's not a true crime, but it does have kind of like a true crime vibe to it. But yeah, if you're a fan of docuseries, documentaries, wild, colorful people, stranger than fiction stories, this is it. So I definitely highly recommend it. I had a great time with this one. Anyway, that's my review. If you want to check out more, you go right here on YouTube. I've got a ton of movie and TV show reviews. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.